Hello, Tim here. Welcome to my channel. In today's Crazy Wood Corner, I've got an interesting tree that I've just recently become acquainted with. Is live oak. And I saw this up close for the first time last year in a trip down to the southeastern part of the United States. Now, live oak is also, the Latin word is Quercus virginiana. Live oak it's called an evergreen. It's not a true evergreen, but live oak continues to stay green all year round, except for a short season of time when the new leaves will push through and push the old ones off over about 2-week period of time, and all the old leaves fall off. But it doesn't ever go dormant, and it thrives along the coastlines and all throughout the south and southeastern. And the most incredible tree I saw on Johns Island near Charleston was called the angel tree. It's quite spectacular to look at. And in the picture you can see me standing by it. The branches sprawl out quite a bit, and you're not allowed to sit on or hang anything on it or touch it really, because it's a protected tree. What I read was like 25.5 feet in circumference, which is pretty big, about 65 feet tall, and between 400 and 500 years old. Nobody knows for sure. All live oak trees have a big taproot system, big sprawling root system that allows it to stay healthy through hurricanes. It can survive a lot of storm damage. The thing that I find really amazing about them is picturesque view as you go down a street lined with these things, and the plant life that's called was known as Spanish moss. That's not the scientific name for it, but it looked like the beards of Spaniards, so they called it that. But it's just it's quite attractive, quite romantic actually. There was a plantation home that we visited called the Boone Plantation, and there's a gardener there doing some chores, and I wanted to ask him if I could get a couple of chunks of wood if he had some, because the branches do come down or they have to prune them for one reason or another. And this is what I got. So this is live oak. It's not great. It was going to be used in a fireplace, and it's not really a great piece of wood, but it's live oak, and I didn't, it's hard to get. It's not commercially available. So and I don't know for a fact that I haven't worked with it before. I just didn't know exactly what it was, but I do now, and I saw the trees that they came from on that particular plantation. But the fascinating thing with live oak is that this is what the USS Constitution was made out of, and it got its nickname Old Ironsides because at one point a cannonball was fired by the British and it merely bounced off it, and that got its nickname Old Ironsides. And it was made out of live oak. It's the only sailing ship, the oldest sailing ship, that's still afloat and still seaworthy. Although, as I understand, only about 10% of the wood on it is still original. But I did turn a fid, and that's what this is. Looks like a carrot stick, kind of. And a fid was a tool that the old sailors, it's still used today, would use to splice rope. And a fid was made, it was made 21, according to my reading, it was made 21 times bigger than the rope you were working with. So this fid is designed to work with, or to splice rope that's 3/8 of an inch to half inch, so 7/16 of an inch diameter, the rope diameter. So that makes this about a 7.5 inch long, almost 8 inches. And some fids would be up to 2 feet or more, depending on the size of rope that someone was working with. It's possible that the FIDs that were used on the Constitution back in the day were made out of live oak, but nowadays they're made out of stainless steel and other materials. So that's my story of the FID. And I might add that for those of you that are turners and interested in nautical stuff, I did link a video or an article about making a FID and a little bit of history on that. But for those of you that are not turners and not sailors and don't really care, it's a great word for Scrabble. And believe me, I've used it. And as Forrest Gump once said, as he sat under some live oak trees on a park bench, that's all I got to say about that. Thanks for watching, and please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe, and we'll see you next time.